Hey Hawkeye fans, let's talk a little bit about the Iowa men's basketball team and their upcoming game versus the Iowa State Cyclones down in Ames and Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State is 6-3 overall. They have lost their last 3 games, but they have had a week like you and I did to prepare for Iowa. The Cyclones in their first 5 games were averaging about 86 points per game, and in the last 4 games they're averaging only 63 points per game. That's due to a little bit of tougher competition they faced. However, Iowa State is still shooting almost 45% from three-point range, and that is 5th in the nation. And speaking of the three-point ball, Iowa now gets 51.5% of their points from behind the arc, and that is now the most in Division I basketball. Yet they only shoot 32.4% from behind the arc. Iowa State is going to start 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. Everyone except Hamilton is an upperclassman in the starting lineup for the Cyclones. Key players for Iowa State, right off the bat, the most popular one is going to be number 21, the 6'10", 230-pound junior, Craig Brackens. He's averaging about 17 points per game, 8 rebounds. He's an NBA prospect. Last year, he probably could have gone into the draft and got selected. He gets a ton of touches for the Cyclones and takes a lot of shots. He's pretty much involved with every single part of their offense every time down the court. So Iowa will have to be aware of him. They were last year as well. The next guy to look at, number 3, he's 6'7", 210 pounds, senior JUCO transfer forward, Marquise Gilstrap. He's kind of a diamond in the rough type of recruit for McDermott. He's an athletic forward. He's got 3 double-doubles already on the year. He does a great job on the boards. He's a little inconsistent in his shooting, but the tandem of Brackens and Gilstrap is going to be difficult for Iowa to defend, and has been for most teams so far to defend. Which brings me to my third guy to look at, and that would be number 5, the 6'5", 325-pound junior guard, Luka Steiger. If I was focusing on the 2 bigs down low there with Brackens and Gilstrap, that's going to open it up outside for Steiger, who, like Brackens, is another guy Iowa State's very happy to have back for this season. He's deadly from behind the arc. I think he made 10 3-pointers against Drake early this season. He's shooting right around 44% from their point land, and over 90% of his shots do come from behind the arc. But like I said, if Iowa's going to be focusing on the 2 bigs there with Brackens and Gilstrap, you're going to see Steiger open for a lot of shots if they happen to double down, whatever. Looking back at last year's game, Iowa only took 16 trays versus Iowa State, and they actually made 18 of 36 from inside the arc. Iowa was able to get in the lane. They got a lot of easy shots, and believe it or not, they had a couple of fast breaks there with Jermaine Davis from time to time. So Iowa was able to do that. And if you remember correctly, Cyrus Tate absolutely destroyed Brackens on the defensive end. Craig was frustrated all night long, and he ended up with just 6 points on 2 from 12 shooting from the field. So keys to this game, Iowa's going to want to go with the flow. Iowa State plays a much more up-tempo game than Iowa's used to, but I say just run with it. Iowa's looked better when they've ran with the ball and not sitting down and taking 30 seconds off the shot clock before they heave up a 3-pointer. So I say just go with the tempo and take it for what it's worth. The next thing to do is Iowa needs to play with poise. Hilton historically has not been an easy place to play, and this is the first road game against UNI. Iowa was completely rattled. They were not focused on the court. It seemed even that smaller crowd in the Cloud Center really gave Iowa a tough time. If Iowa thought that was bad, going into Hilton's going to be double as bad as far as the crowd and the 6th man. So that's going to be an issue. Iowa needs to play with poise in that area. Iowa needs to feed the post and attack the lane. If Iowa's content with just hoisting up 25-footers all game long, it's going to be trouble for Iowa this game. All right, a prediction on this game. Iowa desperately needs to work the ball down low. They need to try to get the ball to Cole a little bit more than they have in the last couple of games here. Even if Cole and or Kugel aren't effective down low, at least it's going to open up for the outside for the 3-point ball to be open, and Iowa can maybe take advantage of that as well. If they're content on just working the ball on the outside and heaving up 3-pointers, it's not going to be even close for Iowa. Some people have said this is going to be a 20-point plus blowout for Iowa State. Other Iowa State fans of mine have actually said they're worried Iowa is going to come away with a win. I think the point spread in this is probably going to be somewhere around 12 points, 13 points for Iowa State. That said, I'm going to give the final prediction at Iowa 61, Iowa State 74.